friends. This isn't a cosplay video, or it's gonna be one, as you can see by my lack of weave. So, okay, I had an idea. And the idea boils down to, I like to talk, and I drive a lot of places. And I have a lot of places. I live, God, I can't talk. Okay, I live kind of far away from my parents' house and currently from my place of work, so I have long drives. And during those drives, I find myself getting bored with just listening to music, and so I talk to myself. And I wanted to start making more content on YouTube, but I don't have a camera yet, and I don't have any friends to do cosplay videos yet. So I decided to do these things where while I drive in my car, I talk about subjects. And so I just wanted to try this out. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch these. If you do watch these and you find them interesting, let me know if you want me to talk about a subject or not. So let's get started. First, I actually have to pull out and start driving. And I hope my phone doesn't fall because it's kind of perched right now. But let's go. So the first thing I wanted to talk about today, the thing I wanted to talk about was Batman. But Batman and his partners, his Robins, his Batgirls, his Oracles, all those guys. Because I have been, oh no, he fell. Okay, so my phone fell. My phone fell, and it wasn't gonna work like that, so I went to Walmart and I bought a standy thingy. I've been meaning to buy one of these anyway. I also got coffee, because I'm exhausted. Okay, where was I? Batman, Bruce, I am driving to my parents' house today, which is about 20 miles. Okay, gotta be careful of that. My parents' house is about 20 miles, so we got a while to talk about everyone's favorite millionaire who witnessed his parents get murdered at the age of 8, so he dresses up like a bat and punches criminals in the face, as one does. So I like Batman. I love Batman. I've loved him since I was a kid, and I watched all the animated Batman shows and Justice League shows. I love Batman. But the thing I like even more than Batman, because he can be kind of an asshole sometimes, are his kids or his partners. I love them. I love the Robins, the Batgirls, the Black Bats, all those guys. And I want to talk about this because I have recently been reading all the comics with Tim Drake in it. Tim Drake is the third Robin. He becomes Red Robin. If you're thinking to yourself, there's more than one Robin. Yeah, there's a lot of Robins. So I've been reading a couple of these comics, and I just want to talk about the characters in it because I love them so much. Although I will preface this with all the comics I've been reading have been before the New 52 comics, which are rebooted, I guess. I don't know if anything I say is going to be different from them, but this is just from my experience with the characters. So, the first Robin, Dick Grayson, everyone's favorite circus boy. I can't say I do love him, but one just doesn't say I love Dick. You gotta say I love Dick Grayson. So Dick Grayson, he was the first Robin. He's the Robin I think many people think of when I think of Robin. Alright, person, just cut me off there, that's fine. You're gonna witness a lot of road rage too when I'm driving. So he became Robin after Bruce, he was a circus kid. He was in Haley's Circus doing little acrobatic performances with his family, his mom and dad, all those guys. They were the Flying Graysons. And Bruce went to a show and was watching them. And while he was watching them, and while Dick was performing in the show, his parents' lines were cut, and they fell to their deaths. Unfortunate. So Bruce witnesses Dick being I think not just his parents, I think his entire family fell to their deaths. Huh. That's even more sad. So Bruce witnesses Dick being heartbroken and distraught, and he takes him in. And I don't know if his plan was to adopt him from the start, or if he was just going to take him in for a while. I haven't read Dick's comics. I need to. I'm going to read Nightwing after I finish up with Tim's comics. But, so he took him in and adopted him after a while. And Dick found out that Bruce was Batman, and he wanted to be Robin. He wanted to be Batman's partner. And I think, Bruce helped him become Robin, and he helped him get revenge on because apparently there's a man, Tony Zico? I think it's Zico. He was the one who cut all the lines and made Dick's family fall to their deaths. I don't remember why he did it. I haven't read these comics in a while. So Dick wanted to get vengeance on him. Bruce saw that Dick was like him, a sad orphan. And so he decided to help Dick, but he didn't want Dick to murder them, because that's man's whole thing, is no killing. So he helped Dick take down Zico. I'm gonna call him Zico because I think that's his name. And they took him down and put him in jail. So that was Dick as Robin. So then Dick was Robin with Bruce for a long time. They went through many adventures, ones I have not read. And he's like the classic Robin that people think and that's shown in media. And then the next Robin, some people might have heard of, is Jason Todd. Jason Todd. So after Dick became Robin, when he was growing up a little bit, I think him and Bruce got into a fight, and Dick wanted to be more independent or whatever. So he left, he gave up Robin, and he became Nightwing. And he started to work in this city called Bloodhaven, which did not have any superheroes. They didn't want superheroes, but Dick was like, you know what? No, this is my city now. And so, is my phone shaking? That's probably gonna be annoying. Sorry. So Dick became Nightwing, and he went to Bloodhaven, leaving Bruce without a Robin. I should probably talk about these characters after I introduce them. I love Dick Grayson. I think he's a great character. I loved him as Robin. I really like him in the Young Justice cartoons. I like that portrayal of him. And I think it's interesting because when he's a Robin, he's really carefree, and he's this happy little guy. And then as he grows into Nightwing, you kind of see him struggling to find his own place after being Robin and being Bruce's partner or sidekick, some people, for many years. And you kind of see him struggling to find his own place. He joins the Outsiders for a bit. I don't know if he joins them or forms them. And he does have his own, I think he becomes a cop. He becomes a cop, I'm pretty sure. And I think that is hilarious to me. Because I really don't, oh god, Dick Grayson as a cop. So yeah, I love Dick Grayson. I think at the end of this, I might rank all Batman's partners, but maybe not, because I don't want people getting mad at me. Oh, before I talk about Jason, let's talk about Barbara. I think she was there before Jason, I don't remember. Barbara Gordon. She became Batgirl. She is the daughter of Commissioner Jim Gordon, which is the dude who Bruce shows up and gives heart attacks to because he's dramatic. So she is his daughter. I don't know much about her. I haven't read her comics. I've just seen her appearing in things. I haven't actually read a lot about her as Batgirl. I've seen her in some old animated movies of her as Batgirl and Bruce with a Robin. I'm not sure which Robin was. But things I know about Barbara, I think Barbara's cool from what I've seen of her. She has shown up in a few comics, so she became Batgirl. And then she got shot in the spine by Joker, and she was paralyzed from the waist down. So she's in a wheelchair. So then she gave up Batgirl and she became Oracle. So she basically works behind the scenes, works with all the computers and finds out information for Bruce and everyone, and is just kind of hey, idiots, go 3 inches to your left or a sniper is gonna shoot you in the face. That's Barbara. I think she's badass. I think she's really cool. There's this one comic where in the Red Robin comics where a bunch of people had hits out on them, and Tim sent all his friends from the Teen Titans to save all these people that he cared about. And there's this one great panel of Wonder Girl showing up and saying, Batgirl kind of saved herself, and it's Barbara sitting in her wheelchair with like a bloodied, I think it was a crowbar or just some sort of like metal stick, a bloodied one of those, while her assailant is on the ground unconscious. I love it. I love her. From what I've seen of her, I love her. I think her and Dick had a thing as well where they got together for a bit. I think they broke up because Dick has a thing for Coriander Starfire. So that's probably a bit awkward. I think they're still friends though, which is nice because Dick needs someone like Barbara who is common sense. Alright, so that was Barbara Gordon. The next Robin is, I almost said Jim. Jason Todd. Jason Todd is my roommate Chelsea's, like, one of her favorite Robins. He became Robin, I'm not sure what age, but he became Robin after Nightwing left. Dick left to become Nightwing. Bruce didn't have a Robin. And I guess Jason tried to steal the tires off of Bruce's Batmobile. I think he made it in the cave, and he somehow found Bruce's cave, and he was trying to steal the tires, or Bruce was parked somewhere, like, doing his business. That sounds weird. Doing his job, and then he found Jason trying to steal the tires off the Batmobile, and he was literally like, "You little shit, I want to make you Robin." There's probably more to that. I haven't read Jason's comics. But, yeah, I think that's in most incarnations. Jason tries to steal his tires or something, and Bruce makes him Robin. And Jason was a street kid living out on the streets of Gotham. His dad was in jail, and his mom didn't really take care of him, I don't think. I don't know if she was a junkie. I don't know if she was addicted to drugs. But, so Jason was basically like living on the streets by himself because she had boyfriends over, I think. And I think they might have been abusive. I don't know. The sun needs to fuck off. It didn't help you guys, but it helped me. So, yeah. So Jason becomes Robin. And he was different from Dick in that he was kind of more rash, more emotional. Dick was emotional, but Jason had more anger in him, and he was more prone to, like, he really wanted to, like, make criminals pay. So Bruce kind of had a harder time connecting with him, I feel like, but he, like, taught him everything he knew, but then Jason gets beaten to death by the Joker with a crowbar. Joker beats him with a crowbar and then rigs a warehouse that he's in to explode. So Jason dies. Bruce is, like, heartbroken. He mourned him. He buried him. And then Jason's alive. He comes back because of Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, who are two bitch asses. Ra's is like this 500-year-old man who runs this thing called the League of Assassins. It's a League of Assassins. And I don't exactly know why Ra's wanted Jason back. Maybe Talia wanted him back. Talia is Ra's daughter. Maybe it was her that wanted him back. So they dug up Jason's corpse, and did they steal his body? I don't remember. So they took Jason, threw him in the Lazarus pit, which can bring people back to life. So they threw him in there, and he came back to life. He came back to life, like, nuts. He was out of it. He was, like, crazy, and he came back, and he got, like, very pissed off that no one, like, remembered him, and that Bruce didn't avenge him by killing the Joker, even though Bruce has a no-killing rule. But he thought that, like, I'm your son, this man beat me to death, you should have done something more. And he, like, so he gets really mad at Bruce, and he becomes the Red Hood. And the Red Hood goes around, and he takes down criminals, but he kills them, instead of just beating them up and throwing them in jail. So he kills them. Bruce is, like, fighting him. There's this really great movie called Under the Red Hood. It's really great. If there's any fans of Jason who haven't seen it, you probably have, but it's really great. Jensen Ackles voices Jason. It's beautiful. And so Bruce is, like, really angry with Jason. He's kill and all this stuff. And I'm not sure what happens. I don't read Jason's comics. I should read all these guys' comics, and then I could actually kind of know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, basically, and I just want to talk about them, because I love them. But yeah, Jason, he's a really interesting character, I feel like. Because I feel like a lot of people, they characterize him as, oh, he just wants to kill because he's, like, a psychopath. But he's not. He gets better after he gets out of the Lazarus pit. Like, he gets less Lazarus crazy. And his philosophy is, like, the justice system is broken. These criminals, like these mass murderers, keep getting caught and put into jail, but it doesn't do anything, because then they get out, they don't learn their lesson, they keep doing what they're doing, they keep murdering, they keep raping, they keep doing all this stuff, and no one's gonna do what it takes. No one's gonna have what it takes to... There's a cat! There was a kitty! I really want to stop and get that kitty. It's alright. Anyway. So, and no one's gonna have what it takes to put them away for good, which is kill them. And he knows, like, he was beaten to death by the Joker. He was a victim of the Joker. So he kind of feels like, no one avenged me, no one got justice for me, I'm gonna get justice for all his other victims, and all of these guys' other victims. And honestly, I kind of agree with Jason. Like, I understand Bruce's whole no-killing thing, like, you can't be judge, jury, executioner, like, one person shouldn't have the power, like, you shouldn't take the law into your own hands, which he does anyway, but he shouldn't take it that far. But, and I understand that, for people like Poison Ivy and Harley, and the Riddler, those guys have had some redemption, and they've had some redemption, they've redeemed themselves, they haven't gone, like, too far. But, like, people like the Joker, who, like, murders people and laughs about it, and he like, gets out of Arkham regularly, and he's not gonna stay. He's obviously not gonna get better. I'm just saying, I wouldn't feel bad if he died. I wouldn't. I don't like the Joker. As a villain, I don't like him. So I kind of agree with Jason there. But, so that was Jason Todd, the Red Hood. He was the second Robin. And then we go on to Tim Drake, the third and my most favorite Robin. I love Tim Drake. Tim Drake, he became Robin in the time that Jason was dead and hadn't come back to life yet, or hadn't been brought back yet. So he figured out who Bruce was. He figured out Batman's identity and Dick's identity by himself when he was like 12 or 13? He was in his early teens. The ages in comics are all messed up. I don't know. But basically his story is that as a young child, he went to the circus that Dick was performing at, the one where his parents died. And he met Dick Grayson and he loved him, and Dick promised to do a quadruple somersault for him, like in the air. And of course, Dick's parents were murdered. Tim never saw it, but he remembered it. And like years later, he would like watch Batman and Robin on the streets. He would like stalk them, photograph them because he loved them. And he saw Robin do a quadruple somersault, which he remembered the guy in charge of the circus saying that only the Flying Graysons and like some other Russian people could do this. So he like put it together that Dick was Robin, and by extension, Bruce was Batman. And he figured out that Dick was Nightwing now. And Tim like had a lot of time on his hands because his parents were Jack and Janet Drake, and they're rich like Bruce, but they like didn't pay attention to him. They always went on trips like around the world. They didn't like, I think they cared about him in their own way. That's something like Tim actually says. He's like, they cared about me in their own way, but they didn't like stick around and like raise him. So Tim had a lot of time on his hands, and he figured out that Bruce didn't have a Robin now because the other Robin died. Jason Todd died, and he saw that Bruce was like spiraling. He was getting more angry. So he like went up to Bruce and said, "You need a Robin. I will be your Robin." Like, his ballsy little kid was like, "I'm gonna be your Robin because you need a Robin. You need hope in your life. You need to chill. You need a partner, someone to watch your back." Who better than a preteen? And actually he called Dick at first, and he said, I know you were Robin, can you come back and be Robin so, like, Bruce can have a partner? And Dick was like, who the fuck are you? Why do you know all this? And he's like, no, I can't go back to being Robin. So Tim, like, he became Robin, just, he wanted to be Robin, obviously, but he knew Bruce needed one. So he became Robin. He went through, like, all this training. He trained with this assassin lady, Lady Shiva, who is creepy. He trained with Bruce. He went through all this, like, very rigorous training, and he became Robin. And he joined the Teen Titans with the ones with Superboy and Bart and Cassie as Wonder Girl. So he joined them, and I loved him as Robin. Like, honestly, he is my favorite Robin. Just because he wasn't someone you'd think would be Robin, you know? Like, Robin before that was, like, a gymnastics kid whose parents died. He was a circus kid. He was an acrobat. He had all this, like, training before. And then it was Jason, who lived on the streets of Gotham. He, like, knew how to street fight and all this stuff. And Tim, he wanted to be Robin, but Bruce didn't choose him. Like, Bruce accepted him, but Tim went up. And he wasn't the first choice. But he knew that Bruce needed Robin. He has a very strong sense of duty. Like, it's shown in the comics. He's intense, man. He also tries to be funny, and he tries to, like, say these witty one-liners, and he doesn't. Like, I love Tim, but he's just not, man. It's hilarious. I love him. He's so awkward. So Tim became Robin. His parents, while he was training to become Robin, like, he figured out Bruce's identity. His parents were alive, but then they were killed. They went to Haiti? I don't know. They went somewhere in Central or South America. They were, like, touring it. Their plane crashed, and they were killed by the Obeah Man, who is, like, this spiritual leader, and he was gonna either sacrifice them or demand that their company, Drake Industries, they had a company, that he demanded they pay a ransom or he was gonna sacrifice them. So Bruce, like, sees all this going down, and he's like, oh god, I gotta save Tim's parents. So he goes down there, and he tries to save them from being, alright, I don't know if this is how it is in, like, the newer comics, but this is how it is in, like, the, like, Robin comics. So he goes to save Tim's parents. The Obeah Man is threatening to burn them alive. He beats them up. He beats up, like, all the bad guys, and he sets Tim's parents free, and he tells them to run. And they are running, but they're, like, super dehydrated because they were, you know, almost burned alive. And they start drinking this water. The water was poisoned. And so Tim's mother, Janet, dies, and his father, Jack, was brought to a hospital, and he became paralyzed. And I'm sorry, but that's a dumb way to die. It is. It's really stupid. So that was his parents. So then he starts to live with Bruce, and him and Bruce grow closer. Tim's father, Jack, eventually gets better. He is in a wheelchair. He's going through PT, and he's, like, getting better, learning how to walk. And Tim is still being Robin and, like, keeping all this a secret from him, and he's, like, finding it really hard. So Jack finds out that Tim was Robin, and he bans him from being Robin. He's like, no, I don't want you to be Robin. I don't want you to hang out with Bruce. I think he's a psycho. I don't like Jack Drake, okay? He's, like, an asshole. He is. Like, I understand being concerned for your child going around in tights and gallivanting and punching criminals in the face, but he brought a gun to Bruce's house, shoved it in his face, and was like, you're a psychopath, you brainwashed Tim. Tim couldn't possibly want this. Because he doesn't know his son. He doesn't. He thinks Tim is, like, this really popular kid who goes out for football, and Tim's not. He's not. Like, Tim even said, this is why I don't like Jack Drake, okay? Tim says in one comic, after Jack finds out that he's Robin, Tim is saying, like, he wants to be Robin, and he's saying, you don't know me, you never paid attention to me, you don't know who I am, like, you just don't know me. And he's, like, saying, like, Jack never paid attention to him, Jack never, like, got to know him, and in, like, the next 2 panels, Jack Drake goes, I don't know where I went wrong, but I'm taking you out of your school that you love very much, and then you're making friends with, and I'm gonna put you in a private school. What? That's not how you parent. Like, I don't know what I did wrong, he just told you what you did wrong. And he just kind of ignored him and was like, you're getting put in a private school. I don't like Jack Drake. But, so while Tim quit being Robin for a while, so while he retired, then came in Stephanie Brown. And I don't know if this is true in the newer adaptations, but Stephanie Brown was Tim's girlfriend. At first she was the spoiler, where she grew up and her dad, I don't remember his crime name, but her dad was like this like crime boss. She like grew up with him doing all these bad things, getting in and out of Arkham. So she decided to become the spoiler, where she spoiled his plans and put him in Arkham because he was a shitty dad. So she was a spoiler. Her and Tim were dating when he was Robin. Tim retired from being Robin, and then she became Robin. So she was the 4th Robin, and Bruce was kind of an ass to her. Like, I think he was salty that Tim left, and he like didn't want to replace him so soon, which, whatever, Bruce. He was kind of an ass to Stephanie. I'm gonna say it unapologetically. And then Stephanie Brown is murdered, I think. In the older comics, the ones I'm reading, I'm pretty sure she's dead right now. She might get brought back to life, but she was murdered. Tim, because there was like this huge gang war in Gotham, and a lot of people were murdered. Stephanie was murdered. Tim's dad, I think, was either murdered in the gang war, or in some adaptations, he was murdered by Captain Boomerang. So Tim lives with Bruce again, and he becomes Robin again. And then, while Tim is Robin, eventually Jason comes back, and he is pissed that Tim is Robin, and, like, this is when he was still Lazarus Pit crazy, and, alright, I just read this comic a couple days ago, when, because I'm reading the comics where Tim is in the Teen Titans. Jason comes back, and he's, like, a grown man at this point. He's, like, this buff, like, grown man. He comes back in, like, a Robin suit, full scaly panties and all, and he's got these bright yellow tights that he wears, and he beats the shit out of Tim with Tim's own bow staff, and is like, I was here first, like, Bruce shouldn't be putting kids back on the streets as Robin, like, you're gonna get killed like I was, no one's gonna remember you, they didn't remember me, like, all this angsty stuff. So Tim gets the shit beat out of him by Jason. And then, so that was Tim and Stephanie. And then there is Cassandra Cain, Cass. I don't know a lot about her, other than what I've seen her interacting with Tim in his comics. But she, I think, was raised by, like, this assassin, or, like, this mercenary, and she was, like, not taught English. She, like, can't speak very well. She can't just not speak English, she just doesn't really speak at all. And she becomes Batgirl for a while. I'm pretty sure she becomes Batgirl for a while. And then she operates in Hong Kong, and she becomes Black Bat. Tim gives her a Black Bat costume. Again, this is all pre-New 52, so everything could be completely different there, and I'm kind of paraphrasing. So, from what I've seen of Cass, I think she's cool. Like, I don't really know a lot about her backstory. I don't know about a lot of her motivations. What I've seen from her, she looks cool. I don't think Bruce actually adopts her. I think she's just, like, I think she trained with him for a bit. And she, like, maybe Bruce does adopt her, because in the Red Robin comics, Tim gives her the Black Bat costume and tells her, like, you should wear something with family on it. So yeah, that's Cassandra Cain. She seems cool. And then there is Damian Wayne. Yep, Bruce's blood son. Bruce has a kid. So remember when I was talking about Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul?
Yeah, well, Talia, Bruce, I don't know what exactly happened, but Bruce was with Talia one night. She gave him a drink. It had drugs in it. She took his sperm and made Damian Wayne. I don't think she was actually pregnant. I think she, grew him in a test tube. He's a test tube baby. So that is Damian Wayne, and she, Damian was trained by the League of Assassins for his whole life. He's this tiny little killing machine. He's adorable. He's also my roommate. Chelsea's she loves him. She would die for him. So she gives Damian to Bruce and is like, this is your kid. And Bruce is like, what the fuck? Bruce didn't, really like Damian, I don't think. He, didn't want to accept the fact that he was a father. And he, just kind of ignored Damian for the most part. And, which is sad, because Damian kind of needed a father. But Damian really bonded with Dick, because Dick came back. And he, saw Damian, and he was like, alright, you're my little brother now. This is happening. You're mine. Less creepy than I phrased it. But, so, Dick was really the one who kind of connected with Damian. He did connect with Bruce a little bit. But then... And then Bruce dies. Everyone thinks Bruce is dead. And at this point, Tim was still Robin. But Bruce dies, Dick becomes Batman, and Dick makes Damian Batman. No, he doesn't. Dick makes Damian Robin. He hands Robin to Damian, and Tim is like, what the hell, that was my title, you can't do that. And Dick's reasoning is that Damian needs to be Robin right now. Damian has spent his life killing. He doesn't, know that, they don't kill. He doesn't understand it. Damian needs to be Robin. He needs to, he needs Robin, he needs that title, it will help him. And Tim was super pissed, because that was his title, he worked for it, he, made it his own, he got pants with the Robin outfit, it was a big old thing, and Dick took it away from him. So then Tim becomes Red Robin. So this Damian is with Dick, and right now in, these comics, Damian is still Robin right now. Bruce came back. He wasn't dead. He was lost in time. Tim found him. I don't know. It's complicated. And so he came back. He's Batman, and Damian is Robin now. And I like Damian from what I've seen of him. He was a little shit when he first showed up. Not gonna lie. He tried to kill everyone. He tried to kill Tim at one point, but I think he tried to kill Tim when he first showed up. And then they kind of grudgingly got along, they made fun of each other and they were getting along. And then Tim put Damian on this hit list that he was compiling, which, not cool, Tim. You're my favorite character, but you're also a fucking idiot. Damian was really hurt by that. And I like Damian. I didn't like that Tim was replaced, because Tim was my favorite Robin, but Damian, I think, makes a pretty cool and interesting Robin. He's kind of like Jason in that, they have to stop him from killing, but he has a different philosophy. Jason's philosophy is one of a victim who, alright, truck, Jesus Christ, I'm going 65 and that truck is just, I'm going way too slow for that truck, Jesus. But Jason's killing philosophy, I feel, is one from a victim standpoint, where he has empathized with these victims. He has been a victim of the Joker himself. He is going to get revenge. Damian is different. He grew up with the League of Assassins raising him. Killing is just something that he does. Something that's all he knows. If an enemy wrongs you, you kill him. That's what he knows. And it's kind of a journey to kind of understand him and kind of be like, no, I want to kill people. And I think he's a pretty cool Robin. I enjoy him as a Robin. He's not my favorite. Tim is my favorite. I loved him. But I think he's a pretty cool Robin, and it's pretty interesting to see, Bruce had, an actual blood son. Because Bruce, has had kids. He adopted Dick, Jason. He adopted Tim after a while. He did not adopt Stephanie or Barbara. I think he might have adopted Cass. Don't remember. Bruce is kind of a shitty dad. Like, he's a shitty dad to his other kids, but, like, Damien, it's like, this is your, like, he, like, does take responsibility for Damien. He's like, no, I'm not gonna, like, I didn't want to have you, all this stuff, which I can kind of relate to. One sec. I can kind of relate to Damien, because I was born before my parents were married, and my parents were young at the time, and I know that they love me, but I also know that I wasn't there. I wasn't planned. I wasn't expected. Like, if they had probably gone along with their lives, I wouldn't be here. Like, I probably wasn't wanted. Like, I was an accident. I like to call myself a happy little accident. And that's kind of what Damien was. And the problem with that, though, is that Bruce doesn't, like, connect with him. His, like, strongest relationship is with Dick. And Bruce is a shitty father. His mother, Talia, is terrible, too. She just sees Damien as a tool. And so he kind of he grew up with Talia and the League of Assassins. And, like, his whole training is that you are a tool. You are a means to an end. Like, you are just here to kill who I point at. And he, like, eventually he becomes more, he's like, no, I'm not, I'm, like, my own person. I'm gonna go have friends. I'm gonna, like, Dick is my brother. And it's really interesting, just from, like, a character standpoint. So, yeah. That's my talk. I'm still a while from my parents' house, but I'll probably stop soon. Maybe I'm gonna finish this out with what I like about each of the Robins in them. So, Dick, I like that can't say I love Dick without it sounding weird. You know what? I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna rank them all as, like, not just the Robins, but as, like, Batman's partners in general. So my number one is Tim Drake. I love Tim Drake. He wasn't anyone's first choice, but he has a very strong sense of duty, and he's just like, I'm gonna be Robin. He made Robin his own. Jason likes to call him the replacement sometimes, because he replaced him, but Tim, like, he really made Robin his own. Like, I love Tim. I love Tim Drake, okay? So it's probably Tim, and then probably Dick, because Dick was, like, the first Robin I was ever introduced to. I think he's like the classic Robin, and a lot of people, like, I feel like don't see him as having that many problems, because he is characterized to be very carefree and all that, but I think he does. He just deals with them in his own way, and he tries not to lose hope. My third favorite would probably be Jason, because I think Jason's a really interesting character. He's also really funny. Like, if you read his comics, his inner monologue, he's so funny and deadpan, and I love it. My fourth would probably be Barbara, because she is badass. I love her. She's, like, really cool, and even after she was shot and paralyzed, she's like, no, I'm, like, I can still do all these things. I'm going to do them. And I think it's really cool. Was that my fourth? Fifth would probably be Damien, because he's, like, he has a very interesting backstory, and it's, like, interesting to see his interactions with people. I don't like, can be very hostile and angry, but he's also, like, he's a kid. He's just a kid, and I like seeing him just be a kid. This is my fifth. Then it would probably be Stephanie. I liked her as Robin. I liked her as Spoiler better. I didn't really think she needed to be Robin. Like, she was kind of like Tim in that sense, where after Tim retired, she thought that Batman needed a Robin, so she volunteered herself. I just liked her better as Spoiler. I think she becomes Batgirl. I don't know who, there's so many Batgirls. I think she becomes Batgirl for a while. I just, like, haven't read a lot of her comics. I don't know that a lot about her, but from what I've seen of her, she's cool, but, like, she's not my favorite. And then it would probably be Cass in last place. Sorry to anyone who like really likes Cass. I just don't know like anything about her. Like, I don't hate her just because she's like not my favorite Bruce partner. I just don't know anything about her really. Her and Tim get along really well. I think she's cool. I just don't know anything about her, so I can't really put her high on the list. But yeah, so I am almost at my parents' house. I have sufficiently ranted about my Robins, not my Robins, my Robins and my Batgirls and my spoilers and my Black Bats and all those guys. Yeah, so if you guys like these, I might do more of these just because I drive to a lot of places. And you know, I should call these Car Talks with Kassidy. That's a nice alliteration, right? Except it's gonna mess up because my name is spelled with a K. Alright, so I'm going to go then. Maybe I'll do more of these. I gotta take some more trips in a couple of days, so yeah. Thanks for watching. If you like this, let me know if you want me to do more of these. Okay, that truck is backing up right onto this highway. Okay. It's died. Let me know if you want me to do more of these, and if you do want me to talk about something, just put in the comments, and maybe I'll talk about it. Alright, thanks for watching, if you did like it. And on that embarrassing voice crack, bye!